I don't hate the Xbox and I don't hate Microsoft. I just want us to temper our expectations. So let's talk a little bit about Project Scorpio for a minute. So Microsoft is claiming that it's going to be true 4K gaming and have high fidelity VR capabilities.
True 4K gaming and high fidelity VR.
But the only thing they'll tell us about it tech-wise is that it has 6 teraflops of graphics processing power and an 8-core processor. Okay, well let's hang on a second. Okay, 8-core processor. We know it's going to be an AMD because Microsoft's got to deal with AMD. But we don't know anything else about it. So AMD 8-core processor. I'll tell you right now, and AMD fanboys can hate me all you want, you know. You might call me an Intel fanboy, but it's just the facts right now that Intel CPUs, even at the same clock speeds, their architecture for the past 5-6 years has let them be, or has allowed them to be better. They're always faster. They don't get as hot. They don't use as much power. Now I know AMD's trying to change that, and maybe they will, especially with this deal, you know, that they've got with both. They're going to be in the new PS4 Neo and the Project Scorpio. Who knows? But as it stands, AMD processors are not that great. Now they're cheaper, but they're not that great, and they're not what you want in your machine if you're trying to do 4K gaming. GPUs, on the other hand, is a different story, but we'll get there in a minute. Now we could tell that it looked like there was about 12 gigs of RAM just based on the image that they showed. That's pretty cool. We don't know the clock speed of the RAM, but 12, okay, that's good, because I think the minimum you want for 4K is about 8, and that's like, it's terrible for 4K gaming. So 12, okay, fine. 6 teraflops of graphics processing power. Now ignoring what the graphics processor itself might actually be, it could be something that you can't even get on the market. It's only available in Project Scorpio. That's fine, that doesn't matter. The point is that the current Xbox One console sits just above 1.2 teraflops of graphics processing power. That means that they're claiming this next system is going to be 5 times as powerful in graphics processing.
6 teraflops of computing capability.
5 times. So let's assume that the Xbox One is going to go down to $250 in price. It's already gone down, but let's assume it's going to go down a little bit more. If the hardware is 5 times as powerful, the cost to make the machine is going to be about 5 times. Then if Microsoft wants to keep the same profit margin that they have, they're going to have to sell it for about 5 times what they're currently selling the Xbox One for, or what they will be at the time of Project Scorpio's release. That means that Project Scorpio will likely release for $1,250. $1,250! Who is going to pay that much for a video game console? You could go to Newegg right now and buy a machine right now that will be, or not, build a machine right now that will be more powerful than the Scorpio when it comes out for less than that price, for a little bit under $1,200. So it seems like a bad business decision when you look at it like that. Now, if they get it down to around $800, the console could hit our sweet spot in the gaming market for people who want to be on consoles, who like the convenience of the console, but who want to get the 60 frames a second at the highest resolutions possible. You know, who the Xbox One and the PS4 frankly are not powerful enough to satisfy. The Project Scorpio and potentially the PS4 Neo, when we learn a little bit more about it, could fit that niche. You know, they could fill that void that is in need, honestly. However, I don't think that the Xbox One's Project Scorpio is going to release for $700 or $800. I don't imagine it will, and if it does, I worry that it won't be what we're being promised right now. It won't be true 4K. It'll be 1080p upscaled to 4K, which is not going to be anywhere near as pretty. It's like trying to watch, you know, an old like 420, or is it 480? I can't remember right now. Upscaled to 1080p. It looks like garbage. It looked like garbage back then when it was what you did for the transitional period, when we went from standard to high definition. So I'm really skeptical about the Project Scorpio, and I think that you all should be too. And that could be awesome. I could be wrong. I really hope that I am wrong, because this could be a great thing for console gamers. But only time will tell. So for now, just remain skeptical and wait till we find out more information before you start ranting and raving about how awesome Project Scorpio is going to be. Don't put your pre-orders down yet. Just wait. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit that thumbs up. If you think that I'm stupid, Project Scorpio is going to be amazing no matter what, then, you know, hit that thumbs down button. Comment if you've got something to say, and definitely hit subscribe if you want to be updated with any future content that I release. Until next time, this is The Case, signing out.
True 4K gaming and high fidelity VR.